Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyle, this is Kontour by Kyle, and today's Halloween tutorial is on the look that I'm wearing right now. It is the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. We did some purple contouring with some eyeshadow using the Vice Reloaded palette. I was looking for a purple eyeshadow through my palettes. Came across this palette and it's just got some really gorgeous colors, and I used the gold for my eyes, and it was just the perfect palette to use. And then for the ears, I just printed out cat ears and cut them out and taped them on to just a headband that I had. Be sure to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any other of my Halloween tutorials. And if you want to see how to get this Cheshire Cat Halloween look, then just keep watching. So first I'm going to prime my eye with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I'm just going to get that all over my lid. And then I'm going to jump into the Urban Decay Vice Reloaded palette, and I'm going to take the shade Laced and just set down that primer. And then I'm actually going to jump into my Dress of Colors Eyescream palette and take the shade Bone with my Morphe E27 and just start to buff that into my crease. And then I'm going to go back into the Urban Decay palette and take this shade Asphyxia and just start to buff that on my crease as well and get it on my inner corner, going all the way up to like the outer side of my nose, kind of making it a little wider than just my crease because I really love this purple shade. And then I'm going to take the shade Freak Show with my shade Thrower brush from Tarte and Nicole Concealio. And I'm just going to start buffing that into my outer corner and bring it all the way through the crease. And then for the lid, I'm taking the shade Goldmine. I'm just going to start packing that on the inner half of my lid. So I'm packing on this color, and then I'm going to go back and blend out that Freak Show color, and then pack a little bit more pigment on for that gold shade, and just go back and forth until I get the gold that I like. Now with my Wet n Wild shader brush, I'm taking the shade Road Stripe, and I'm just going to put that on my brow bone as well as my inner corners. Now I'm just going to throw on a wing with my Morphe gel liner in the shade Slate, and then I'm going to put some mascara on my lower lashes. This is the Mega Length from Wet n Wild. And now jumping into my face, I'm just priming my face with the Wet n Wild primer. And then for foundation, I'm going to use the Coverall foundation from Wet n Wild, and I'm just buffing that into my skin. I'm in the shade 815 Fair. And then for concealer, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm also going to highlight with this. I'm in the shade Fair. And then I'm just going to buff this in with a damp beauty blender. Next I'm going to do some cream contouring with the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation. This is in the shade Deep, and I'm just going to carve out my cheekbones, go on either side of my nose and on the perimeter of my forehead as well as my jawline, just to make my face look a little bit more slim. I just buffed this into my skin using a damp beauty blender, and then I'm going to set all of that with my RCMA No Color powder. And then to set the cream contour, I'm using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm just going to carve out those cheeks even more and set that cream. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face using my Milani face powder. then next I'm just going to go ahead and start sketching out the mouth using just an eyeliner pencil. Next I'm going to go in with some face paint. I'll link where I got this down below. It's just on Amazon. It was really inexpensive and I thought it was really quality face paint. So I'm just taking the black shade and I'm going to start outlining right over where I went in with the pencil, and then I'm going to kind of clean it up later just with some makeup remover. Right here is where I start to kind of clean up that one swirl I didn't like. I'm taking some concealer also just to kind of cover it up, and then since it's smeared a little bit, just taking a Kleenex just to wipe away all of the smeared black, and then again I'm just going in on the inside of that swirl with some concealer just to cover up the imperfections. Next I'm taking this white paint and I'm just going to start filling in the entire mouth. And then once I'm done with the cream makeup, I'm going to set this whole white part with some RCMA no color powder. now to start sketching out the teeth, I'm going back in with that black paint, and I'm just going to start drawing vertical lines where the separation of each tooth is, and then I'm going to go back in and start rounding out the teeth. But I first just wanted to start out spacing it because it is kind of in a different weird perspective. The teeth have to be smaller as you go back towards your ears. And then now I'm going to go in and start rounding out those teeth. I would definitely recommend waiting until this dries a little bit and then going back in with another coat of paint just so it's not gray and it's black. You can go over the black paint with more black to make it less gray, obviously. And I didn't do that because I didn't think that it would work. I thought it was just going to smear more, but I actually went in after I filmed this and went over the black, and it worked like a charm. So I definitely recommend going back over and making it more black. Next, I'm just drawing out the whiskers. I did 3 dots on either sides of my nose and then just did one swipe of paint backwards. And then now we're going to go ahead and contour with this purple shade, the Asphyxia shade from the Urban Decay palette. And I'm just going to start by contouring my temples. Using this big fluffy brush didn't pack on as much pigment as I was hoping to, so I actually went in and used a little pencil brush and just started to pack that shade on there, and then I went back in with the fluffier brush and buffed it out. So I'm doing my temples, and then I'm going to go on to my jawline as well as carving out my cheeks. Again, one thing I would say was to do this before doing the paint on your mouth. I got kind of excited and just wanted to go right into the mouth, but I think it would have looked a little better if the purple was underneath that black. on to the shade Hot Pants, which is this hot pink color, and I'm just going to use this for the nose. Again, I'm just using a smudge brush and just buffing this color all over my nose. And that completes this Cheshire Cat look. I hope you like it. Be sure to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next video.